It is the beginning of December 2025 here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's Tego Venturi with my monthly market update where we look at what happened in the previous month. I've got a little more insights here as well on what is going on in the Albuquerque market. And really, just right off the top, it's slow. November was slow. And so let's go through the numbers. And starting right here, we're on the closed sale. And just so you kind of get a reference of what we're looking at least on this one, is all single family detached and attached homes. Right now, we're looking at closed sales by month. So each one of these data points is a month. And for November, there were 638 homes that closed and sold, which is pretty low. I mean, it's about a, little, well, almost 200 less, 190 less than October. And it's down from last year, about 12%, where we had, let me find it here, November, there were 728 that closed in November of 24 versus, again, the 638 this year. So definitely a drop off in the number of closed sales. Over the year, though, we're still slightly ahead of 2024, and we'll see how that shakes out here going into December. All right, another thing on just homes that closed, we look at days on market. This is how long the home was on the market from when it went on the market as active and it started showing to well, it went off the market with a pending sale or under contract sale, whichever you want to call it. So on average, it was 49 days in November of 25, which is kind of not too far off from what we consider normal. We go back here to February of 2020. This is right before our whole world changed drastically. It was 45 days. So we're kind of back to that, I would say, what we saw in 2018, 2019. I don't want to say the word normal, but a little more slower pace of sales, and we're definitely feeling that. And again, this is average of the homes that actually sold, as doesn't look at the homes that did not sell. Okay, let's jump over here for homes for sale. For November, the reading is 2,086. Now remember, this is a moving target. It's changing day to day, hour to hour. And as homes fall through that went under contract maybe and come back on the market, that may up that number for November, the number of homes. But right now it's about 5% more. So 4.9% more homes on the market this year versus November 1 year ago. But you can see that did drop quite a bit from October, about 300 homes less than October. Prices. Let's talk about prices. I'm going to show you some of this other stuff like new listings and pending sales and some of the other inventory. We're going to look at it a different way here in a second, but let's just look at prices because, of course, we're always kind of curious. Okay, are prices going up or prices going down? Well, for this November, year over year, they're down when we compare this November versus November a year ago. So median price was $355,000. That's down 1.4%. You can see it did drop here from October at 362,750 down to 355 this month. So we've seen a little bit of softness there. For the entire year, and if we spread this out, in case we're just looking at 1 month snapshot, we're trending somewhere around 2 or 3% as year over year price appreciation in the Albuquerque area. There's a lot of different ways that we can slice and dice these numbers, and of course, median doesn't really talk about it. It doesn't really tell us what appreciation is. It just tells us what the median price, the middle price of all the homes that sold that month. When we look at price per square foot, which is a little better indicator of actual price appreciation or depreciation, in this case, it's exactly zero. From November last year to this year, it didn't move at all. Now, again, this is 1 month, I think, as we close out the year here through December, and then we start doing our, kind of look back at the year. I think we're going to end up somewhere in around 2 or 3% year over year price appreciation in Albuquerque, which is it's very moderate. There's a lot of markets around the country that have seen declines. Albuquerque has actually been ahead of that trend. All right. So I told you I wanted to look at inventory a different way. This is just a different way to look at the number of homes on the market. This is tracked weekly, and what we're looking at is 2019 through 2025. All 7 of those years. I had to look at that. How many years was that? Yeah, 7 years. Comparing to 2020, comparing to 2019, there were 2,150 homes on the market at this point of the year versus 1,918 this year. But you can see we're definitely ahead of all those other years. We're only behind 2019. But other markets around the country have seen a surge above their 2019 inventory levels. We're still behind that slightly. And a lot of discussion about housing shortages and all that and, affordability. I'm not going to dig into that now, but you can follow me on Facebook. I talk about that stuff quite a bit. Pending sales, it's a different way to look at the pending sales, not how many went under contracts in a certain month, but this is actually how many homes are in pending at any given week. And so right now we're tracking the end of November. There were 969 homes in pending for the week on the 90-day moving average. I'll do this so we can see this. So here's the 90-day moving average. So right now on average there were 1,021 homes this year versus the same period last year, same point, 1,002 homes. So again, a little bit of uptick versus last year, but not substantial. But there's still people buying. There's still people selling. There's still activity going on out there. And then one other thing I wanted to talk about was new listings. These are the number of homes that are getting listed for sale. We are now here in, end of November. And we've seen a drop off, very typical this time of year. You can see last year, same point, it dropped off, and then it'll keep dropping. If we go back all of these years, like 2023 here, drops all the way through till February. People just aren't as anxious to get their home on the market. We don't see as many homes coming on the market. That could be an opportunity for home sellers. And honestly, it's an opportunity for home buyers too, because there's not as many buyers out there as well as like we just saw in another chart. So I know I'm one of the, I don't want to be one of those realtors that say it's always a good time to buy. It's always a good time to sell. I'm just trying to give you the data and just say, look, yes, it's a slower time of year. It always is this time of year. And 2025 has been a kind of, I don't want to call it an unusual year, but it's been a moderate year for home sales activity in the Albuquerque area. So as we talk about a real estate market here in Albuquerque, the takeaway is November was pretty slow. It was actually surprisingly slow, even to me, that we didn't see as many closed transactions. I'm not sure if that's just a blip. We'll see here as we go into December. Now you saw in the data there, the number of homes in pending, meaning, getting ready to close, was pretty steady compared to last year. So we'll kind of see how that shakes out here as we go through the rest of the year, of course. Home prices basically flat to up slightly, 1 or 2%, maybe 3%, somewhere in that range as we close out 2025. Lots of discussion about next year. The National Association of Realtors is expecting a 14% increase in the number of homes selling. That's about 1,400 more for like the Albuquerque market, just to give you an example, because we're about at 10,000 this year is the number of homes that will sell. So we'll see how it shakes out through the rest of the year. I hope you have a great holiday season, and I'll catch up with you in the new year. Take care.